Gus runs the largest no-kill sanctuary of domestic animals in the country. On any given day, we have about 1,600 animals here. Mostly they're cats and dogs, but besides the hoofed animals that I mentioned, we also have bunnies and guinea pigs, all kinds of birds, parrots and such, and the Wildlife Rehabilitation Center. On the very left is puppy admissions. They stay there until they've had their second set of shots. Somebody's playing with the ball. Oh, there's a volunteer out there throwing a toy for him. And we are going to stay to the center of the building. That will allow the caregiver to do clicker training while we're in there, because you are the perfect people to practice this on. These dogs have never seen you before. For those. And so they have smaller housing units. They're in this circular shape so the caregivers can see all the dogs at one time and be able to work with. Their intake forms will be in here. Their training plan, what did they know when they came in? What are we working on with them now? And we just keep building upon these. If they learn a skill, we're gonna keep working with them. And we always start with whatever is the behavior that is in most need to help them become adoptable.
He and two other puppies were basically feral. He's come a long way, that's why we like to bring him out with his run mate. Normally we only bring one dog out for a tour, but it really helps Nemo to be more confident if he comes out with his run mate. But yeah, so he obviously is not feral anymore. We've done a lot.
The building has been recently remodeled, and we are going around one by one and remodeling all of our octagons. We have a couple lawyers on staff that help communities repeal breed discriminatory laws. We also help communities enact legislation to ban the retail sale of commercially bred puppies and kittens from sources known as puppy mills. Handsome Whistler. If you look up to the patio, how the fencing goes ceiling to floor, we don't let the small dogs out after the caregivers go home at night, but they do have the full use of their run during the daytime. These are red, purple, and green collar dogs here at the fairway. Another group of volunteers helping clean up. These are 5 plateaus. That's the middle layer, or the White Cliffs at 6,500 feet elevation on our left. And we are on top of the Vermilion Cliffs at 5,500 feet elevation.
So when a dog comes in with a bite history, we do not post them on the Best Friends website for at least the first 6 months. During that time, we have the vets check them out, the caregivers work with them, and the behavior consultant, which is Melissa, is going to work with him. And that way we can observe what's going on, see what the issues are, and being able to work with the issues and set up a training plan that will benefit him so he can be more comfortable and not having the fear of us not being able to work with him. We do try and see if he can work with our dogs. We have some really great dogs that have great dog skills. So we'll just set him up like that. He's gonna go into a run with some dogs as soon as he gets cleared from admissions. So when they get into admissions, they get a quick follow-up with the vet techs. They make sure their vaccinations are up to date, make sure if they're not fixed, they get fixed. And then from there, he will get moved to our area, which will be the clubhouse. And then from there, we'll work with him, give him some downtime. So the first 7 nights that he is in a run, we pull him from the run. So he is not unattended without supervision. And then after the 7th day, then we let him stay as long as we don't see any issues. Sometimes we extend the pull, so he will get put into a side room, which is in the same building. It's just more closed off, and he's just solo through the night. So for safety reasons, because a lot of the times when dogs come in, they're what's called stacking. So he's new here. So that's one thing. He's around people he doesn't know. That's something else. He's around dogs he doesn't know. He's around noises and sounds and all that stuff. So if we're not there to observe, we can't help to prevent something from happening or see that he's getting too stressed. So we are there to help maintain and keep everything as calm as possible for him. So for safety reasons and for that, at night, we will pull him just to make sure that things are safe and he's comfortable so he doesn't have that extra stress, because he knows when people are there and he's going to know when we're not. And we don't want him having that extra stress of feeling that we are not there. So we have had polls that have extended much longer, and it's just until he is showing us that he is comfortable, and then we will start letting him spend the night. Get really fluffy beds as long as they don't tear them up, and toys, so they're not just like stuck in the room. They have stuff going on. We do have music playing.
So he won't appear on the website, but it doesn't mean he wouldn't be available for adoption if the right person came along. So just because, like, one of the issues about putting him on the website is he's super cute.
Yeah.
People are going to see a picture and go, that's my dog,
Yeah.
and then not realize the challenges that are associated. So if we can wait and kind of know who would be the optimal adopter and can answer more information, then that's when we can put him up. But
How you get to that
if we
point?
have someone, it's a lot of it's the caregivers working with him, observing. We
good
have
idea.
in our life care plans, we note training that's done, interactions, any challenges, and so we can get a lot of that history, and then that we can show potential adopters. Here's what we know beforehand, here's what we've seen here, and then they have a really good understanding of what they could see potentially, because you never know what's going to happen when he goes to a home. He might be the same, he might be different, we might see a mix of that, whatever.
Okay.
But some dogs do get adopted before they go on the website, again just depending on who's here, who's looking at them. Sometimes we have staff that will see dogs and want that kind of challenge, or are comfortable with that. So 6 months seems like a long time, but it really isn't, and a lot of times that's a really good amount of time.
He stayed with me for 4 months.
Yeah.
It was like this. So.
Exactly. And so that's why it seems like a really good amount of time to just really for us to get to know him and have that information.
Okay.
So I wouldn't worry too much about that. We have Facebook where we update about things, and so we can show stuff going on there, and things like that. So I think he'll.
So his name will be Caliente. So. He's shaky. But he was okay with you?
Yeah, he was trying to let me leash him.
Nice.
We put a new collar on him and everything.
Oh my God.
So.
You're gonna be very happy. I'm gonna miss you. See you over the door.
just me.